threw some fantastic darts along the way.
Sets up a cracking third round tie with Gerwen Price. Post-Christmas, that'll be live right here on talkSPORT 2. We're with you all the way through now for the remainder of the darts here at Alexandra Palace. Big night ahead, big night, some great games. Martin Schindler against Callan Rydz to kick things off. And well, we like our stats. There's an alarming stat if you're Callan Rydz in that opening game, Nico.
Never beaten Martin Schindler, and you will see that now and again when you're up against someone that maybe you've grown up with in the world of darts. But when it's 12-0, it can't be ignored. I'm trying to see the positives in it, because they've been playing each other since 2017 when they met in Gibraltar at a European Tour event. The most recent one was the best game they've had. They both averaged 106, so maybe Martin is just warming up to game 13.
Yeah, a bit like round 13 in a fight, isn't it? And we saw how that went last night. Yeah, I loved seeing Callan Rydz produce that 107 average. He's had a tough year emotionally, and it's good to see that when things go well and go right, he's got it in him. But the problem he has with Schindler, it's not going to be one-way traffic. He will put up some resistance, which Callan didn't really get in round one, and the key here is how he responds to pressure. Yeah,
well, we will see. It is a huge night of darting action, every inch of it covered here on talkSPORT 2. Now let's get the latest odds with William Hill.
In the Zone on talkSPORT 2 with William Hill. 18+, gambleaware.org.
Good evening, Lee Phelps. Lee, hope you're well. Looking forward to a big night of the darts.
Yeah, you're not kidding. It's funny, just listening to you talking about that match, the Schindler-Rydz one. I was looking at those stats earlier on myself when I was going through this. I put together an APRA, and that's the first leg of it. I'm going for Callan Rydz plus 1.5 on the handicap. As you say, he's got on a terrible record against Schindler. Now, there are a few 6-5s in there, but there's also a few 6-0s and 6-2s and 6-3s. Look, the longer a run goes on, the closer it is to ending, someone once told me. I'm not sure that's good betting advice, by the way, but look, I was so impressed with him in that first round. If he can replicate that kind of performance, then I think the plus 1.5 in a handicap, that gives you obviously a Rydz win and a 3-2 loss as well. I think you're on the right side there. So Callan Rydz plus 1.5. In the Ross Smith, Paolo Nebreda game, Nebreda's a massive outsider, 11-2. I just think Nebreda can maybe be dogged in this and take it longer than you'd expect. I mean, we've got a special around Ross Smith being 3-0. The 1-9 price would suggest that. I've gone over 3.5 sets in this one. And people may raise their eyebrows, but like I say, I think Nebreda can dig in here, and make it hard work for Ross Smith. The third leg is Dimitri Vandenberg minus 1.5 on the handicap. Form's been in and out, but I expect to have too much for Dylan Slevin, who came through that all-Irish tie in the first round, of course. And the same bet for Gary Anderson in his match with Jeffrey Graf, minus 1.5 on the handicap. Quite fancy the 3-0 here, to be perfectly honest, but I fancied 3-0 for Luke Lifter as well, and that didn't come off. So, safety net, minus 1.5 on the handicap for Gary Anderson. That comes to 7-1, that 4-leg ACCA. If you do fancy the 3-0 in the Gary Anderson one, by the way, that bumps it up to 11-1. So, I think that's decent. There's also a bet and get tonight on darts, so if you bet a fiver on the darts with William Hill, you get a £5 free darts bet to spend by midnight tomorrow. You've got to opt in, online only, evens or bigger for your bets. But there's a few I fancy tonight. I'm really looking forward to it.
Good stuff, Lee. Thanks as ever. Those were the very latest thoughts with William Hill. 18+, begambleaware.org.
In the Zone on talkSPORT 2 with William Hill. 18+, gambleaware.org.
Now, Mace told me he was going to bash the bookies this afternoon.
I got bashed by the bookies.
And he got bashed, yeah. Go on then, what are you going for tonight?
Yeah, listen, I can't ignore that 12-0. It's not like they played 2 or 3 times and Schindler's just about got the better of him. I can't ignore that. I'm going to take him on. I'm backing Schindler 8-11. Ross Smith, he's up against Nebreda, who beat Jim Williams with an 86 average. Guess what his seasonal number is? 86. Ross Smith's seasonal number is 96 again. I think this is a foregone conclusion. 3-0, 8-11 Ross Smith. Gary Anderson against de Graaf. If he wins, he'll hit the most 180s. They played a few times before. Gary's got a couple of wins against him. He beat Rashad, didn't he, in round 1, Jeffrey de Graaf, with a 92 average. That ain't going to be enough to trouble Gary at all. So I've got most 180s and win, 8-15. And I think Dimitri will just come alive tonight. He'll have too much for Slevin. just back him in a straight win, 8-15. The Accas and early 6s.
Good luck with
Simple,
that
isn't
one. Yeah, it's easy as that. Any selections for you tonight, Paul, or anyone you're worried about maybe getting a victory?
I think a lot of what Callan Rydz does is all about the mental aspect of the sport. And knowing Callan well since he was a kid, I have not seen him in as much of a positive state as I have seen him in the last few days. I think that speaks volumes. He's probably never been more ready to beat Martin Schindler than right now. On a stage where he's been to the quarterfinals, Martin hasn't. So maybe if he's going to get the better of Schindler, it's going to have to be somewhere where he's succeeded more than the German has.
Yeah. I think Rydz is going to have a good night tonight. I remember speaking to Schindler in Prague when the final European tour. He was fried, mentally fried. He had an amazing year. He'd won twice on the European tour, but he's travelling all over, and I think it was starting to take an effect on him. He had a little bit of a weaker end to his season. I'm hoping he'll be refreshed, having had a few weeks off, but it is a long old year, isn't it, when you're travelling all the time?
It is, and that Czech Darts Open that we both attended in the middle of October, he played at the European Championship in Dortmund the following week. He was the #1 seed. That in itself was a great achievement, but he lost in the first round. So it proves your words, Mark, that maybe at the end of October he was in need of a break. He went to the Slam, he's been to the Players, he hasn't made any headlines in the last couple of months. So he comes here, hopefully fresh, but I suppose Rydz is hoping that he isn't.
Yeah, listen, I got a feeling about that match. Whoever wins the first set wins the match. We'll see.
Yeah, we will see. Gary Anderson being talked up, Mace, as a potential third-time winner.
Yeah, and rightly so. He's been incredible this season. It's not quite translated into TV form as of yet, but listen, it's got to happen at some point. If it happens over the next couple of weeks, Gary Anderson could well have his hands on a third world title. His form cannot be ignored.
10 years since he won his first world title, and funnily enough, this season he beat Ross Smith to win his first European Tour event for 10 years.
Yeah.
Did he know how it held for a pause for an effect there? Yeah, for 10 years, his first European Tour victory. After that, he didn't really attend any because he didn't need to, because he'd already qualified for the European Championship. But maybe that's a sign of what's to come, because Gary has been that good.
Yeah, 3 titles already this year for him, including that European Tour win as well. What about Ross Smith then? Been to 2 European finals this year without winning. He's on the list, isn't he? That if he got to the semi-finals, no one would be surprised, would they?
No, absolutely not. Super talented, former European champion, of course, where he beat Michael Smith in an epic final that saw both players average over 100. So, listen, we know he's capable over course and distance. For me, he starts a bit slow for me. That's my only worry. He sort of builds up to a rhythm, and I think he tries to be too perfect, Nico, rather than just letting that natural talent flow.
I don't know what you think about this, because in the previous couple of years he's tried to sell himself for the Premier League.
Yes.
Get up there and play is my advice to Ross. However, sometimes on the walk-on he's just trying to give a little bit too much to the fans. Slap the hands, couple of fist pumps, maybe sign a card. Get on that stage, switch your brain on, play your game, and he'll do damage. It's as simple as that. And maintain a good energy level. Don't give too much in the first set. If he'd seen that Cullen game this afternoon, that's exactly how Ross needs to play. Perfect. Within himself.
Okay, fair point. Right, one maybe that had slipped through our stats, if you like. Dimitri van den Berg arrives here, UK Open champion, from 2 major TV titles now, but if he goes out early here, then his ranking's going to plummet.
Yes, if he doesn't win 2 games in this championship, he's going to be outside the top 16. And as the current UK Open champion, for us that wouldn't be a surprise, because he's been so erratic this year. Winning one on the floor, beating Matt Campbell in a final in Hildesheim. That was around the time where there was a huge scuffle in Belgian darts. There was a big disagreement between Van den Berg, De Decker and Huybrechts just before the World Cup. Dimitri didn't want to engage in that, and I think he did the right thing. But the form of Dimitri just can't be ignored. When it's good, it's title winning good. When it's bad, it's not winning a single game in a tournament bad.
Yeah, it's not getting a game in the pub on a Tuesday night, Pat. That's how rough it's been for him. He literally is just, and Nico's spot on. The word erratic is perfect to sum up his year. He's either all in or all out.
He takes on Dylan Slevin later on, a bit Willie O'Connor in that first round. First time he's been to the second round for Slevin, the youngster. He's got levels to his game, but it would be an upset, I think, Chris, if he was to beat Vandenberg.
Yeah, he averaged 86 in getting rid of O'Connor 3-1, but it was a real disappointing Willie O'Connor in that game. I just think Dimitri will just have too much knowledge, too much experience. He's too wise, and he'll find. Listen, it might not be pretty, but he finds a way to win.
Okay, Mason will be back with Dance for game 2 tonight. Ross Smith against Paolo Nebreda. We are awaiting the two players onto the stage then for the opener. Schindler, the German #1, Callan Rydz from the northeast of England. Let's join our MC, John McDonald.
Welcome, you've joined us live on Sky Sports from the Alexandra Palace, London. This is the Paddy Power World Darts Championship, brought to you by the Professional Darts Corporation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands joining us live and the millions joining us around the world, it's time to meet the players from England, a World Championship quarter-finalist, the winner of 3 PDC titles, taking part in his 9th World Championship, the Riot, Callan.
Big beaming smile on the face of the Geordie, laughing and joking his way onto the stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, Germany's #1, a World Cup semi-finalist, the winner of 2 Euro Tours. Ladies and gentlemen, taking part in the 6th World Championship, time to meet the Wall.
Provide us with absolutely anything. So let us just open the door to the possibility of a classic. And when it's England versus Germany, anything can happen. It could be 3-0, it could be 3-1, it could be 3-2, and I'm talking about either way. Any result here is possible. But it must not be ignored that Rydz has never beaten Schindler. If he can put that aside and ride the wave of confidence of that game that he had in the first round against Romeo Gerbovac of Croatia, where he did average over 107, had 3 maximums and 60% on the doubles. You're never going to replicate that kind of level all the time. But if he can do a lot of what he did in that game, Martin Schindler's going to have to turn up and win 3 sets tonight. This is a great game of darts between 2 very young PDC products.
Winner of this will take on Dimitri Vandenberg or Dylan Slevin, who will play later on tonight. Plenty of Germans in the Alexandra Palace crowd. They love their darts in Germany, that is for sure. And they like this fella to go a long way in this tournament. The white shirt with the black sleeve of Martin Schindler and the black and grey of Callan Rydz. We're underway, race to 3 sets here. It is kicking off here. Atmosphere going through the roof. Thanks for joining us on talkSPORT 2 and on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. If you're on there, please like and subscribe.
100.
A ton apiece to kick off the night.
Yeah, good start. Both adorned in black and white for very different reasons. Callan from Bedlington in Northumberland, a hotbed of dart players. Chris Dobie's already into post-Christmas darts after winning yesterday. The lad who lives just down the street from him would like to join him and maybe even get a lift off him come Boxing Day.
Yeah, Ryan Joyce through as well. Another Geordie.
60.
Schindler down to 281. Rydz on 344. just above the top of the treble, then comes underneath it, but hits treble 19.
I think the biggest thing about this game, Mark, is not how Callan responds to the good things he does, it's how he responds to the things that don't go right. If he remains positive, even after he does something wrong, that's a good sign. But if he does something wrong and he starts shaking his head, that can really spread across the hockey over the next 15 to 30 minutes.
Well, he's nicked the darts here. He's down to 150, Callan Rydz. Schindler, after a couple of really loose visits, is on 256.
Yeah, first dart in the 60 here. Trying to get a big score, staying up top. Only a ton. He'll be disappointed with that because the first dart was in the treble. Rydz on 150, looking downstairs at the 19s. First two darts yield 76. And his third dart isn't bad either. Treble 14 leaves double 16 if he gets a look.
156 for the first leg is not going to go for Schindler. So he could be about to get an early break of throw here. Just another straight ton. So Callan Rydz is first in. Double 16 for the opening leg of the match.
This is just outside and high, then outside and low. And then further away with dart number 3. Schindler can survive this first leg if he takes 56 out. First dart hits double 16, which Rydz has just missed 3 times. Double 12. Oh, that's a bit rude. An accidental double-double from the German.
Nicely done. Bit of showboating. That's how you hit it, Callan. There it is, look. No, accident.
That's a little bit salty when someone does that to you. You just have to brush it off and move on. You can't let it fester, that's for sure.
58.
The greatest example of that was the Van Gerwen one. As Rydz is looking for a match. Were they on a 9-darter and he missed the 141? So Van Gerwen, who was miles behind, just come up and hit a 141, didn't he?
Yeah, Dave Chisnell, quarter-final of 2021 Championship. Chisnell hit 2 of those to leave 141. Went 60, went 57, missed double 12. Van Gerwen's on 181, hit a 141 check out to lead tops. It was the most hilarious thing that's probably ever happened at Ali Pali.
Rydz on 131, Schindler 263, but fails with his opening dart, single 5, but 2 treble 20s, so he's back in touch in the leg.
131 will start on the 17s, gets 51, so tops. That's a questionable call because he missed the board with his second dart there. He did get the treble 16 to leave 32, but Schindler's on 138. He's got 57. Not once. Yes, it is once. Second one was very close, just underneath. And he gets his tertiary treble as well to leave himself on 32 as well, but Rydz is already there.
Couldn't hit it in the first leg. Misses again. And again. Is that a blocker? It is. 6 darts for Rydz. Well, he barely missed in his opening match. Schindler to steal, needs double 16. He's outside the target. Now he's inside, double 8. Early misses.
That's a reprieve. Just what Rydz needed in the first set here, as he goes for double 8. Misses it inside, so double 4. Now yields his first leg. Like I said about 3 or 4 minutes ago, Rydz has to win the mental battle when he doesn't do something right. If he remains positive and resolute, he can win this match. That was a moment there where he should really have been 2-0 down. So he's got a little bit fortunate. No prizes for guessing who the crowd want to win.
Yeah, well, I can see the German flags out. Look, Martin Schindler's had plenty of home advantage on the European Tour in the last year or so. And they do make it hostile there. They do back their players in Germany.
Oh, they do, especially when he was winning the International Darts Open earlier this year against someone who we call Mr. International Darts Open, Gezi Price, who's won it 4 times in his career. He beat Gezi in the final. So Schindler's got 2 ranking wins this year. Price has none.
96.
Schindler on throw, 2-4-6, 3-10 Rydz, but Rydz is in the red bit and he's working his way along it. Oh, that looked a certainty for a max.
Halfway of the leg for the number 22 seed, Martin Schindler. Very good. 2 treble 20s. Doesn't get a third, but that 140 leaves him 106. Rydz 170. First start is just a little bit low. Good correction. Goes for the ball with the last dart. Gets a 25 to leave 65. Schindler 106 for 2-1.
Yeah, only 1 treble needed. Misses a treble 20, so he'll switch to 18s, and he finds it. Double 16 again. Can he hit it this time? No, he can't.
Rydz does have options here on 65, but he will likely go for the 25 area. Gets a 14, then a single 11, so it is 1 dart at tops. Clips the underside of that double top wire. Too many missed darts at double so far from both of them.
Yeah, Schindler hoping to rectify that. Clicks the inside wire, so moves up to double 8 and hits that right in the centre. I don't think that Rydz dart at tops was a bad die. It was just a fraction too low. 2-1 on throw, but it's been eventful.
We are talking fractions of 1 millimetre here. That's what this sport is all about. And if I may coin a character from many years ago, as we see a max from Martin Schindler, his second, what Rydz is wearing tonight on the hockey is a dart shirt that is black, white, grey and a little bit of lime green, but the collar is upright and it reminds me of Ming the Merciless. This is Merciless from Schindler. He's on the 9. Will he hit one? Ja oder nein?
Well, we had 2 missed double 12s last night. Everyone in this building has got a vested interest in this. Schindler, treble 20 hit, treble 19 he needs. He's got it. Double 12 for the perfect leg, and he's missed it. He misses inside the 3rd time in 24 hours. We get 8 of the 9. Schindler can't believe it.
We can't believe it. Does Rydz nick the leg on 164? It's only set 1 and there's carnage. Downstairs, misses the treble 19, so everybody can take a breath. Schindler needs to take a breath here because he's on double 6. After 9 darts, 10 darter to win the set. He's hit 13! Oh my word, he's busted with 1 dart. So much adrenaline in the arm, and now Rydz has got a chance to take leg 4.
17, 20. Bullseye to level up at 2-2, and he's got it. What a strike. Alexander Isak would have been pleased with that one. 2-all, what a leg. Schindler misses double 12 and loses the leg.
Do you know something, Mark? There is a certain amalgamated word that describes a long-range effort from Fabian Schär. I can't say that word, but that's what that was. It begins with thunder.
140s apiece, start of leg 5. We said right at the start, this could be anything, and it is delivering everything. 140 followed by a ton. Well, Rydz had his arms aloft. He was hoping it was going in. He's back in the red bit. Back to back 140s for Rydz, who's got to break the throw to win the opening set, and he's got a chance.
First set isn't even over yet, and I'm already looking forward to the next one. This game has got so many possibilities. Only 45 for Schindler, and Rydz has stolen the darts here in leg 5.
And he's in the red bit here. Just drifts the wrong side of the treble wire. 95 feels a bit light from where he was, but he's on 126. Schindler would love a max here to leave double 18. Can he fill it up? No, he can't. It is remarkable that we've had 8 out of 9 perfect darts 3 times.
We'll talk about 3 times in the next set. 4 19s needed. There they are. Rydz on the ball again and misses a set dart at the centre. If Schindler takes 156 to win this set has had almost everything.
The shot is on. 1 treble. Another one. This to steal the first set. Double 18 for the 156, and again he's just short of the target. Both players have had darts to win every leg in this match.
Indeed. Great game. 25 for Rydz. The 17 is good. How's his double 4? It's outside by a centimetre, but then He erupts as he wins that first set by 3-2. He's exhausted at the end of set 1. I don't blame him. Everybody at Alexandra Palace is exhausted after 5 legs of this one, and there's plenty more to come. My word, if this is the precursor to what we're about to see for the rest of this match, you do not want to miss it. Stay listening, stay watching. It's talkSPORT 2, and it's 1-0 Rydz.
The World Darts Championship live on talkSPORT 2 with Village Hotels. Hit the bullseye this Boxing Day at the best place to watch live sport.
You feed off the atmosphere, Ali Pally, but there was last night. There was I think the referee had to step in and tell some of the punters in the crowd to stop whistling. There's been a few incidents.
In what game was that? I didn't watch.
I think it was in the final. There was a bit of whistling going on when Luke Humphries went up to throw because they were all quite little heavy yesterday.
You don't want that.
Yeah. It's a bit of a little hype at the moment. Every question they ask me about Luke. So which Luke? Humphries or Luke Woodhouse or Luke?
But there's also a lot of respect as well, right? That people in the audience have to understand. These guys are still professional, still trying to do their job. We're all out having a good time, but
if you look purely to Luke Humphries, his results in the last 18 months have been incredible. His record's been absolutely phenomenal, but no one talks. Yeah, of course, people talk about it not as much as they should do.
Yes.
Because look, there's another massive project on the darts who does well as well, and people talk about that because he's young. He's only 17 years old, so yeah, we're going to see.
The bookies, you're still well up with the bookies as I look at the odds here, Michael. Although it might. They've got you as 4th favourite at the moment.
Who's third?
Well, they've got Gary Anderson.
Okay.
So 12-1.
I must say, this is my first time ever meeting this man in person. He's a man after my own heart. He's straight out.
You're on good form.
Yeah, I understand because Littler and the Lukes, they both did well. I understand that. I don't really get the third one. They might hate that money.
And then there's quite a big drop-off after you to Mike De Decker, the Belgian. He's down at 25-1. And
is he 5th?
He's 5th, yeah.
I don't get that one either.
Michael Smith 6th.
Michael Smith 6th, same as De Decker, same odds.
I know where my money's going after this.
Yeah, well,
we're going to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm sticking 100 on the big fella.
I'm not allowed to say anything, but it's a big price. It's never going to be bigger than that.
Pick them up in store now. Please gift responsibly. Rules and procedures apply. Players and gifters must be 18 or over.
Did you know you can order them at delivery deals? Like the Feed the Family deal for just $14.99. That's 4 selected burgers, 2 medium fries and 2 small fries. Who's in then?
Oh yeah, me.
And me.
With delivery. You in? Delivery only for 11 a.m. 4 times selected burgers, 4 times...
Third time in this tournament somebody misses the double 12 for the magical 9. Tonight it was Martin Schindler. He went on to lose the leg and lose the opening set. Callan Rydz has never beaten Martin Schindler. 12 times they've met, 12 times he's lost, but he's got off to the perfect start. Mark Wilson with a former PDC star Paul Nicholson. And Nico, you said right at the start Rydz has got to win the first set. Well, he has done now.
Yep, he has. How does he build on it? But curious for me is that that set actually took 2/3 of the time that Rydz took to win his first match. Very competitive, and if you purely look at the results sheet of the first set, it looks like a decent game. My word, it was better than that. We want more of that first set quality, the drama, the amount of darts missed at a double. We had 8 from Schindler, we had 10 from Rydz. Misses make drama. Simple as that. But that 87 on the bull, that was a huge shot from Rydz to get to 2-2.
It was. Rydz with a throw at the start of set 2. Only 55 for him. Maybe the break might have come at a good time for Schindler. I know he lost the opening set, but just gives him time. He clearly was fired up after that missed double 12.
Absolutely, I think you're right. Breaks come at good times for people and bad times for people. But the riot, he's not necessarily running that right now, but he looks so pumped up and positive that this has got to be a worry for anybody who supports Schindler. And if I may play devil's advocate when it comes to that 12-0 head-to-head record, they've never played set format. This is the first time in this discipline, and this might be the discipline that Rydz is better at.
Yeah, he's down to 170, Rydz. Schindler needs a max to have a finish. Treble 20, single 5. Treble 20, not quite enough.
Doesn't have to take the 170 out. He's got 2 visits for it. He's going to need them. Small 20, followed by a 60. Then the treble 18. Get the feeling, even after 12 darts of this set, that Rydz is warming up.
His approach play was very good against Gerber. That his set-up play was outstanding. It has been here. Double 18 then for a leg lead in set 2. And he gets it the second time of asking. A very promising start to the night for Callan Rydz.
You and I were here when Rydz was taking Romeo to pieces. And at one point after the second set, we looked at Romeo on the stage and he looked like someone who was saying to himself, what have I got to do to lay a glove on this guy?
80.
Rydz is in the same sort of mood. It's a harder task, but he looks ready to do it.
Oh, he does. He looks in the mood. I said at the start, laughing and smiling on his way on the stage. Will he still be laughing and smiling in about half an hour's time? He may well be.
Time will tell.
59.
But Schindler is very emotionally mature. He is able to soak a lot of things in and use different emotions to his advantage. You don't win 2 European Tour events in a season and not be ready to soak up different situations. He's on 167 here after 9 darts. Rydz on 222 after 9. So Schindler's got the turn now to have this finish in 6.
Yeah. He's down for single 19, back up for treble 18. So makes a dent to leave 74. Rydz on 222. Can't find a treble at the top or bottom of the board. Gets it with his last start. But Schindler first in then, 74 to hold his throw.
Single 14 will have to be good enough. How's his double top? Loves it up there, but he doesn't like that dart. It flicks the flight on the way through of the single that he hit prior to that dart. And he's a centimetre above the tops. Rydz is looking at 126 for 2-0 in the second set. In a flash, he's looking at 419s. Only gets 2. And with a single 16, he's languished on 72 with Schindler on tops now with 3 darts.
Just underneath the target, double 10. Gets it, just clips the wire, but it goes in. And it is 1-1 in the second set. Rydz leading by 1-0. Race to 3 for a place in round 3 post-Christmas.
140.
We are drastically running out of games pre-Christmas, but we still haven't seen a certain Dimitri van den Berg. We still haven't seen Gary Anderson, but you will hear them tonight.
139.
Schindler had 2 in the treble, but 1 was hanging on precariously. So he went for 19s and only found a single. Here comes Rydz.
Maximum number 5 of the match. 3 for Martin, 2 for Callan. 181 after 6 for Callan.
82.
This one seems to be following the pattern of who throws first in set number 2. 60 followed by a bull and a treble 13 from Rydz to be on double 16 after 9.
Outrageous. Talk about using every bit of the board. Schindler's getting overpowered here. Well, we haven't had a 9. Can we have a 10? 11? Yes, 11 will do it for Rydz. It leads 2-1.
The little bits that went wrong in a winning set in set 1 for Callan are starting to get better. He missed double 16 6 times in set 1.
59.
It just takes him 2 darts to find it this time. So he's 2-1 up and within 501 points of winning his second set in succession. Decent start as well. Starts with a ton. Schindler started trebleless. He's got to put his foot down. And he is. 2 treble 20s. and a third for his fourth max. He has to do in this set what Rydz did in the first by winning the last 2 legs of the set to win it.
91.
91 for Rydz, down to 310. Schindler 262 is at the hockey now, and he's in the red bit again. Just can't quite follow it in. Lovely switch to the 18s, gets the treble, and he's down to 128.
Do you think that every set these guys play tonight is going to be 3-2? I wouldn't be surprised.
I hope it is. Genuinely, I hope it is. They're rattling along here. Treble 18 hit by Schindler, and again double 10 for the 128 out. Ooh, inside it. Had to go for it. Rydz on 170
to win the set. This would be somewhere to get a big fish. There's one on the line. He's missed the second treble 20.
95.
Only 95 leaves 75, but Schindler on double 5 for 2-2 in the second.
Underneath it, 1 for double 2. Double 2 then for 2-2. No. Rydz then, a chance to break here. 75 needed, options for him.
Treble 17 it'll be, and he gets it. Double 12 for the set. He's got a marker on the outside, and miraculously he has grazed the marker on the outside, and it has gone the wrong side of the double. Double 2 for Schindler. Now he's in the madhouse. How mad is he? Dark 3 will tell us. He's furious, and Rydz has now got 3 at 24 for the set.
Criminal for Schindler, about to go 2 sets to 0 down. Or is he? Double 6, double 3. No, they're both going to be in the madhouse.
Here we go again with the dramatic misses at double. It's like a pub game. Someone's on 2, someone's on 3. But Schindler's got the first crack at the madhouse with 3 in hand. 1 up, about a centimetre and a half north, and then he's 2 far south. So Rydz has only got 1 route. It's 1 double 1 for the set.
There's the 1. Now can he hit the double for a 2-0 lead? That's not a bad dart. Can he roll one off it? Rydz celebrates. 1 set away from beating Martin Schindler for the first time ever. The German missing key darts at key moments, and Rydz taking full advantage. Rydz leads in a race to 3 for a place in round 3. It's Schindler 0, Rydz 2.
The World Darts Championship live on talkSPORT 2 with Village Hotels.
Okay.
Hit the bullseye this Boxing Day at the best place to watch live sport.
NFL fans, there's a new way to watch your favorite teams. On December the 25th at 5 p.m. GMT, the Christmas games will stream live on Netflix. Your Christmas day will be complete with the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens versus
challenging yourself all the time, looking for new challenges. That's probably where it's
at. That's exactly. You have to motivate yourself. Yeah. Before you go to a shop, you have an incentive to go. I need to have a bottle of water. So you have this in your mind.
Or a bottle of tequila, maybe.
Whatever.
Or vodka.
Depends. But still, you need something, and that gives you the energy to commit. And this is what happens with his shifting the divisions. You have to have something, the goal, the objective to move on.
Darts Championship. He leads by 2-0. Can the wall produce a comeback? You are listening to coverage of the PDC World Darts Championship on talkSPORT 2 with Village Hotels. Down out, stay, work out and play this festive season at one of 33 cracking UK locations. Callan Rydz, he's had a bit of luck at times. He's needed Schindler to miss at times, but when he has, he's stepped in and he has taken out the opening 2 sets.
Not to try and rhyme with the famous movie, but Schindler has missed. And he's missed quite a few. 18 darts at a double he has missed in this match for only 14% in the outer ring. Rydz hasn't been brilliant. He's only been 25%, but he's been hitting the key shots, and that's what this game is all about. If you take your shots and your opponent doesn't, you're going to win most of the time. But I really do think that Callan gets motivation from the things that matter in his life. His friends, his family. He was motivated to stay a day or two ago because his good friend Daniel Stevenson was in the Junior Darts Corporation World Final against Lex Pearshauser. Daniel didn't win, but he acquitted himself brilliantly. He's very close with the family. But I wonder how he feels when he sees Chris Dobey into round 3 and he sees Ryan Joyce into round 3. If he doesn't win this game, he's going to get pelters from those two. And that small piece of motivation for him might just be good enough to give him that extra percent that he needs.
May well be. Still to come. Ross Smith, Paolo Nebreda, Gary Anderson against Jeffrey de Graaf, and Dimitri van den Berg against Dylan Slevin.
Has it been a great tournament for Germany? Not really. Gabe Clemens was ousted pretty easily. Ricardo Pietreczko is still in the tournament. He had a really good first game. But Martin is the #1 in Germany, and he has many a goal moving forward. And one of them might be to get the highest world ranking that a German has ever had. That is 19th, held by Max Hopp in 2018. Nobody else has attained that mark or bettered it. Schindler, if he wants to better that by the end of this world, he's got to win this match.
Yeah, he's got to win the next 3 sets if he's going to do that. He has to throw in this set, so should, by the law of averages, win it. But should and would and did, you know what I mean. Schindler already though here, a little bit behind. He's 26 in front, but Rydz at the board is powering past that with a 1-3-3.
The effect of being within 1 dart of a £60,000 bonus on a 9 and actually hitting a 9 at an historic venue like this, it can play tricks on you whether you hit it or not. He's not been the same since he missed double 12. 1-4-6 for Rydz. He's got 1 treble. He's asking if he's got the second, but he hasn't. So 70 left. Interesting. Treble 14 leaves double 14. I kind of like it.
160 for Schindler to hold his own throw. Nowhere near with the treble. He's starting to run out of time here, Martin Schindler. 92 scored, leaves 68. So Rydz for the double 14 he chose to leave. That's not a bad marker. Oh, there's that one. Oh, that one. But they didn't go in.
How has that not gone in, that 3rd dart? He found a gap that physics said didn't exist. Well, it did. 68 for Schindler. Single 16 to start. The 12 and his beloved tops. Missed again.
Not beloved at the moment, is it? It's not happening. Rydz 28. Outside the target. Oh, that was a bad dart. Double 7 though. He got away with that. That was a poor second dart, but he wins the leg against the throw.
Always try to look at the situation quite positively. He had 4 darts at double 14. They all missed on the outside. So he decided to go for the inside section. He didn't find it by a mile, but then he had a fresh target with his last dart of that visit, and it did cooperate. So sometimes a fresh target is all you need. 1-0 Rydz and 2 sets to 0 Rydz. He only needs 2 more legs in this set and he's through.
Is our commentary box moving or is it me?
This place is shaking.
Yeah.
This crowd tonight is outstanding. And they're all standing right now.
They are. been in great mood, the crowd. It's been a real joy to be here for the opening 8 days.
Alexandra Palace right now is 4.3 on the Richter scale.
Yeah, it is. Rydz on 2-6-1 then. Leads 2 sets to 0 and 1 leg to 0.
Great use of the board there from Callan. The Nathan Aspinall route of getting from 261 to 170 via the treble 18 last dart. He's got lots of time to take care of this. Schindler is running out of bullets.
He is. Rydz would like a treble. Doesn't get one. 54 scored. Leaves 116. Schindler on 220 would... Well, a max really is what he needs. He just can't find one at the moment. He just looks a bit off it, doesn't he, at the minute, Schindler? I'm with you. Missed 3 darts to win the opening set, and since then he's not had a sniff.
He's having a very similar game to Raymond van Barneveld from last night. A lot of trebleless visits. 116 for Rydz. He's got the 419s. He clips the underside of tops for the 2nd time in this match and leaves himself on double 10. Schindler way back in 161. Needs a catalyst. Something like this. On the bullseye for the 161! He hits the single 8 to the left of the 25, and Rydz can be 2-0 up and within 1 leg if he hits double 10.
Just on the outside again. Can he adjust? Ooh, bends the wire, but then slides the 3rd one in, and he is 1 away from a place in round 3.
Speak to many a dart player who has experience, and they've got a ridiculous record against another player. There will come a time when that player gets one back on you, and when they do, it's usually heavy. This is heavy from Rydz. A 3rd max. He needs 321 more points to beat Schindler for the first time.
Can he go out with a perfect leg?
Damon Hetta couldn't last night. No. He missed double 12.
Not quite. I'll make sure now he wins the leg. Only 41, so even though he's against the throw and he has got a slight lead, Schindler's not done yet. But again, that first dart just dragged down below the target. Treble 19 is hit twice, so a good visit again.
280 points for Rydz. Short of the 60, so has to go to cover. He's short of the 19s, but the 3rd dart rescues the situation and gets him to 184. 10 points behind. Schindler has the darts in leg 3 and 5 in this set if it goes that far. That's a beautiful 134 from Schindler. Final dart in the treble 18 to lead tops, and now he's got 3 darts in hand to get to 2-1 down.
But he hasn't been good on tops tonight, which is very un-Schindler-like. Again he misses it inside. 2 10s inside. This might be his last dart. Double 5 to stay alive.
Callan has 50 points to win his 6th consecutive set in this championship, losing none. Tops, misses low, double 10, and clips the outside wire, so 2 match darts have come and gone for Callan.
Yeah, fancied him to get that. Double 5 then for Shindy. For a first leg in set 3, he's had a dart to win every leg of this set. Clicks the top wire. And then comes inside, and I think that just sums up Martin Schindler's evening. Misses the double 12 for a 9-darter, and from that point on, it was the Riot's turn.
Double 10 for Callan Rydz. It is unlucky number 13 for Martin Schindler, because in their 13th meeting, Callan Rydz wins the first game they've ever played in set format. And Callan does join the Geordie Mafia in post-Christmas darts. It's not his first time in post-Boxing Day stuff, because back in 2022 he made the final 8 to make it to the new year. This is really, really good for Callan's career, but it's the end of the season and the end of the road at Ali Pali for Martin Schindler. Callan gets rid of Martin, and he is through by 3 sets to 0.
Yeah, impressive stuff from Rydz. They both missed a lot of doubles. 29 missed by Rydz himself, but 3 from 28 for Schindler's not going to beat too many players at this stage of this great tournament. Schindler, well, it's been a year to remember for him. It ends on a bit of a low note with early exits in the final 3 tournaments, but Schindler's year is done. He'll look back on it, I'm sure, with pride later on. But for Callan Rydz, he is through to round 3, and you'd have to say on this form, Nico, he's going to be a threat.
Yes, if you think about who he's playing next, he doesn't actually know, and neither do we, because we'll find out after game 4 tonight between Dimitri Van den Berg and Dylan Slevin. But boy, could that be worse. You've got a very enigmatic Dimitri. You've got a Dylan Slevin who was in new territory in this tournament. Of those 3 players right now, you've got to have Callan as favourite, but there's a few days between now and then, and we've still got to have that Dimitri Slevin game later. But he's done his job. 6 sets played, 6 sets won. Post-Christmas, thank you very much.
Yeah, you are listening to coverage of the PDC World Darts Championship on talkSPORT 2 in Village Hotels. Dine out, stay, work out and play this festive season at one of 33 cracking UK locations. Callan Rydz will be back post-Christmas. He's seen off Martin Schindler for the very first time by 3 sets to 0. Next up, it's Ross Smith and Paolo Nebreda. Mace and Dance will talk you through that one as the darts continues here at the Alexandra Palace. Rydz through, beating Schindler by 3 sets to 0.
The World Darts Championship live on talkSPORT 2 with Village Hotels. Hit the bullseye this box.